Okay, now I'll continue the session. See now, we were on this screen, which is a dashboard screen. Then we went into, an option which is thrown by AWS on the console called launch instance. I'm just clicking a launch instance. This instance is going to run or it will get launched in Asia Pacific, Mumbai region, right? I'm clicking a launch instance because I don't have a template, and that is where I don't have this option. Now, with the command being creating or launch the instance, I see a quick start. So my AMI, I don't have anything. I mean, marketplace, something which we will talk about later, and community AMI is also, we'll dig about it later.
So if we select, then it's a billable, right?
No, it is not like that. See, we go to free tier. That's where I'm selecting only free tier. Look at it now. From the free tier aspect, I get about around 18 odd instances where I can go on provision within Mumbai region, right? So now I just drill down. I got Linux. What sort of Linux? Ubuntu Linux 1, 2, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Enterprise Linux 12, and SUSE Enterprise Linux version 15. Right, a combination of SSD, volume type, and all those things it talks about, right? And I can also launch an instance of RDS. We will go RDS later, right? And about Amazon Linux. Amazon itself has a Linux, right? Like Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Amazon has a Linux. Now I see a Windows, right? The Windows, fantastic. So I got a Windows 2019 data center edition. That's an higher end server, right? So let us see whether there is a free eligibility tier for us. Let me select. Okay, I see an option. So it is by default selected, right? General purpose, and it is a tier 2 micro. This provides me one CPU, one GB of memory. It is a with the storage of EBS and all those things. So let me say review and launch. So when I say review, it talks about instance type, and there is a security group. Okay, then there is an instance detail. Then there is something called associated storage. So I am entitled for 30 GB of storage and tags, wherein I can create a different tags for easy learning or to keep it as a memory. Now simple. I'll go and say launch. So it says error, no key pairs found. Okay. So what I need to do, I need to create a new key pair. Create a new key pair. Cloud TRE. I'll say cloud TRE. Okay. Now I will download this key pair. So you see my screen, no, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I'm just selecting AWS training. I'll put it here. Cloud TRA is my key. Okay. Done. Now I'm saying launch instance. Okay. My instance is getting launched. So it says it has been initiated and get notified of estimated charges, right? All those things it talks about it. And it gives me an option how to connect your Windows instance, learn about free usage tier and Windows guide and EC2 discussion forum. And it's like more of a knowledge, right? And talks about various things. So create status, check alarms, and I don't want to additionally add any EBS volume. Let me go and see the instance. It's still creating in the backend or something. It takes a minute or two, in fact, to provision these services. because it has to create a server, right? Generally, if you go and ask a server admin to install a server, he will take about minimum, anywhere between 4 to 8 hours. You will have to go and run for a Windows, media or ISO image, and then you'll have to have an access to the respective server console. If it is, VMware, then you'll have to figure out that VMware image and all those things. What is happening? Let us look at it. What's happening?
Sandil, just a small question.
Yeah,
So just think that for now we had a requirement of around 500 GB of space. Okay. We created an instance according to that. Okay.
Okay.
So after a few months, we are in a verge of the space shortage. Okay.
Okay.
So when we try to upgrade for another instance, do we have to pay on top of it, or do we have to entirely change the plan?
No. See, if you wanted to see now 500 GB is disk you have exhausted and you used it, right? All your requirement is for additional disk, and for additional disk you will have to pay. Not for the overall thing actually. If you replace 500 GB disk with 1 terabyte disk, generally what you need to do, you will have to create an additional EBS volume of 1 terabyte and associate that 1 terabyte disk to the instance. Copy or move all your data from 500 GB to 1 terabyte disk and discard the 500 GB and keep 1 terabyte. That's all. The moment you discard 500 GB, then you don't pay for 500 and you pay only for 1 terabyte disk.
Okay. So there is no need to change the instance itself.
The instance you don't have to change actually. If your CPU memory requirement suffices your need, if it is only disk, then this is an option, whatever I told you. If you want more number of CPU, more number of memory, then you'll have to change your instance type.
Okay.
So basically we will be paying for that, the plan will be for that memory, right? So
No,
in that we can create a multiple instances.
No, I'll come there. Okay, from a billing aspect, right? If you look at instance type, there is an Excel sheet here, right? Saw the Excel sheet, correct?
Yeah.
You will be paying for CPU and memory. Okay. It can be an instance family of A1, C1, C2, C5, whatever it is, right?
Correct.
You pick and choose whenever or whatever you want actually. So I'll select this for an example, i3. Okay, i3 16 is the size of the VM image, right? And for this, what you will do, by default, you will get a EBS. But by default, EBS is something which is a selection. Over and above any EBS requirement comes in, that gets an additional, additional component that gets priced.
Okay. Okay, but within the purchase storage, we can create a multiple instance.
Correct.
Okay. It's like our normal.
It is like a normal traditional data center only. Actually.
Yeah, even if you look at otherwise our normal basic example of our system, we can keep we are purchased the laptop of 500 GB. We can use the dual boot or triple boot. And if
No,
you
no,
want,
no, that way, no, you can't do dual boot, triple boot, and all on the AWS. It is only one single boot because you have to pay for the Windows license also, right? It doesn't allow you that way actually. In the Windows, okay, on the Windows, once you create an image, so on top of it you can run any number of instances. It depends. If Linux allows you to run containers and multiple VMs on top of Linux, that is okay. In Windows Server, you can create multiple, I mean, if you're enabling hypervisor and you want to run multiple Windows on top of it, then that is okay. Booting itself, we will not be able to boot it with multiple OS options.
okay.
Senthil, this EBS is one link to one compute, or you can link to various compute.
No, EBS is associated with one EBS will be with one server.
One EBS, one server.
Correct. One instance.
Okay.
At any point in time. See, if you try to associate with multiple server, then you will have inconsistency of a disk. I mean, you cannot do that. For that purpose, you will have to use EFS. It's called Elastic File System, like a NAS. It is like your SAN, storage area network, where you create your C drive, D drive, E drive. No, so that sort of alignment are done on the EBS, and it gives you sort of performance. It can be EBS from a normal disk, or it could be a EBS from SSD disk.
Okay.
For a different parameter of performance, it's been sliced and chosen. I don't know why it is taking a lot of time. The instance creation is still on. We will wait for some more time. Generally, it doesn't take so much time.
Sandhir, in Azure, we call it as DTO. I mean, if the DTO is 100%, we will get to know that the memory is full and we are supposed to upgrade the plan.
You get alarm here also. Same way in AWS also you get the capacity alerts.
Okay.
It is used high, exhausted its capacity, then you get an alert well in advance. There is a watch logs by AWS, so that does that actually. So that will alert the admin that this particular instance is reaching the capacity.
Okay.
And here is a step you need to take.
So here this DTO is called instance itself.
Instances, yeah. There it is called VPI, right? Virtual private instance or whatever it is. Private instance.
Okay.
And Senthil, like when you talk about different instances, like a different instance, so what is a parameter to differentiate? Like what is like major?
Okay, the major parameter is I told you, T set size. Right, my size could be M and your size could be L, and Prasenjit and Aravind size could be large or extra large or whatever it is. So these parameters are defined in the form of CPU and memory.
No, Senthil, like I mean to say, what is basically we go with the names, or like is there any other? I want to ask the terminology, like when we are actually connected to EC1 and EC2. So
no, it is only EC2. There is no EC1 here.
No, sorry. EC2 instance 1, EC2 instance 2, I mean to say. So when we have multiple instance, so how basically we differentiate, like while connecting or something. So what is basically like
okay, so
it will have some kind of a different IP or
no. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so what happens with the instance? So now we understand what is the instance is all about, right? Instance could be a virtual server, and the underneath it runs a OS. It could be any OS. The instance types talks about the different type of OS you run and different type of roles you associate to the instance, and a different combination of CPU and memory in which it is created. That is how you need to understand. Say, example, micro instance, which is a very smaller instance in terms of size of its CPU, memory, and disk. And then there is a large instance. There is an extra large instance. A combination of this, right? Wide variety of options have been thrown by AWS to the end customers to go and choose for. So that is where actually the sizing matters a lot. You will have to do a right sizing based on the existing parameters, whatever been available to you, or you'll have to do a sort of mathematical calculation. This could be an ideal cost, for which the CPU memory disk is good amount to run this application. That's the fundamentals.
Okay. And you told like through internet, we can always talk to one instance to another, right?
That you can talk to any instance to any instance, anywhere, any region. So that's a service configuration.
Okay.
Okay, so we can connect these instances to talk to each other over the internet, or we can create a separate, service gateway which is private within the AWS, and we'll go there. And there are a lot of elements. There are a lot of service gateways, NATing, which happens, and then there is a direct connect service. The wide combination of network is available for us to connect these instances anywhere. It could be from AWS to AWS, which is like AWS Mumbai to German, or it is AWS Mumbai to our own premises, which is running in our own data center, operated by the organization.
Okay.
I selected a wrong instance. It takes a lot of time to provision today. It's more than 5 minutes, no?
And
maybe.
I don't think it takes that sort of long time.
Yeah, sir. This is unusual. I haven't seen any server taking this long actually.
It doesn't take so much time actually. It takes less than maximum 2-3 minutes. I believe so. Maybe whoever is created an instance, probably you share your screen, and I will make you I will use your screen. I'll minimize mine. I believe Prasanjit, you have done, right?
Yeah, I've done.
Can you present it?
Yeah. Okay, so
I'll stop the sharing.
I think you are still sharing. Okay.
I'll give the permission to you. Excellent.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see a screen. So you click on your running instance. Which zone you selected? You are running in US.
Yeah, Ohio.
Okay, Ohio. Okay. So what you are running is T2. See, here is a micro. The instance type is tier. T2 micro. Got it. And
right.
there is an option here, to connect. We'll be able to connect to it, right? Did you try that?
No, I didn't try that.
Okay, so
I just need to click on connect. Is it?
Connect.
No.
See, this is someone asked me in the initial in the morning. Is it possible for me to connect to the instance through this console? I don't know. I forgot who's that question. Is it from Abhishek or from Rakshit? Either one of them asked me this.
I think it's Abhishek, not me.
Abhishek. Okay.
yes, I asked.
So which one should I select?
You select standalone SSH. Do you have a standalone SSH client? If you are doubt, then the third one you can select. EC2 instance connect. Did you create a key?
Select. I mean, connect with a putty. Is it or?
No. Select third option. EC2 instance connect.
Okay.
Correct. So it created a by default user called EC2-user. Looks like.
Right.
Just click connect. Yeah. Is it going?
Something is happening. Login failed.
Sorry?
It says login failed. Please try again. If the instance is just started.
Okay, you do one thing. You just delete this instance.
Try again.
I will create again. Action.
Action,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
And then connect or what?
Instant setting.
Sorry?
I think you changed it to a different option, right? It's not going through. We will delete it and we'll create one more fresh
Did I click?
one. No, close this because you have not selected the right appropriate options. We will launch it from the fresh so that everybody are aware of like how to do it. Right? Click on the launch instance.
Okay.
Okay.
Until we were seeing right that IP4 and all. That is
Yeah,
what
it will
my
come. Yeah.
that is what my doubt was. Like
We'll go there. We'll talk about attributes. Okay.
okay.
Now come down, Prasenjit. Select one of the Windows machine. No. Select the free one. Let us see how long does it take to provision for US. In India, it is not taking. It's taking a lot of time.
So take Windows, is it?
Come down.
This one?
Yeah, 2019 base. Yes. And parallelly, team, you also try. Go to this option and try to see. See, by default, it got highlighted in blue color on in the left corner, right? General purpose and this compute. I believe you clicked on it, and by default, you just go and launch it. It will ask for a key pair to be created, and we can create a key pair. Don't worry. Don't change anything.
Senthil, you want us to do Windows or we try Linux also?
We'll try both. Don't worry. We'll try Windows now. Let us see. I mean, for me, it didn't work right. I just want to understand why.
Okay.
No, you don't have existing pair. Wait. Click on this. You have existing pair? I don't think so. Yeah, create a new pair.
I just created for the other one, the Linux one. I created this one.
Oh, okay, fine, excellent. Then it is okay. Go on. Then go on, launch. It is creating a security group. It is creating inbound rules. Right?
Yeah.
Go to view launch log. This one, the top. Yeah. Okay, so creating security group is over, authorizing inbound rule is over, initiating launch is successful. So launch initiation is completed actually. Now excellent. Go there and
right.
View instance.
So we'll go to view instances.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the latest one.
Which one? Select that.
The highlighted
select
one.
that and connect now. So you know what is the password? You click get password.
Password for what?
It is a username. By default, username is administrator, and password you click get password, you will get it. It will download a file for you.
Okay. Password not available. Please wait for 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, go back. That's okay. Close. Click connect again.
Shall you try to connect the previous one?
Connect, yeah, connect.
Or the Windows one?
Windows one. So you click on this download remote desktop file. No, you need to go select the RDP client. Yeah. Okay. Download remote desktop file. Save in your desktop. Keep it on your desktop.
So directly we can navigate to that instance.
Exactly. If you double click that, you don't have to log into the console to go to that server.
Yeah, then we will be in that instance only, right?
So just close this. Okay. Just close this, minimize it, and go to the RDP file what you downloaded to your desktop.
Okay.
Just double click on that. Can you share that screen with us?
Looks like
Can I see the desktop screen?
Which is this password?
Is it asking you?
Are you able to see my screen?
No, I'm not able to actually. Just
Yeah.
you share that. You'll have to click share a screen.
Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Are you able to see now?
I think so. Yes, we are able to see that.
So, what should be the password here?
Click choices, more choices. So that is what we need to retrieve. That takes 4 or 5 minutes. No, that is what it says.
Oh, okay. That one is it? More choices. PIN. Different account.
No, that is okay. That is right. Administrator is the right account. Go to your console now. Management console. You keep this as it is. See, that means this server is, pingable from the internet. If you look at it, DC2.52-14-76 is the name of the instance, right? In US East,
Okay.
2.amazon.aws.com has been provisioned. And if you look at this IPv4 public IP is 52.14.76 and 28, and it is allowing you to connect from your, from your laptop.
Desktop.
Correct. So now go to the console and let's retry the password. Okay. Click connect.
Arvind here.
Yeah, Arvind.
Yeah, I just tried to create an instance in Mumbai, region.
No, I think Mumbai is not working for me. The same problem.
No, it created it in about 3 minutes time. I created a Ubuntu 20 LTS image, so I can see the instance running.
For you, it is created, is it?
Yes.
For me, it is not coming across. I don't know. It is still, it is going across.
Okay.
Yeah. Decrypt.
So this.
Decrypt.
Yeah.
This is the password. Copy this password.
This is the password.
Yeah. Okay. Keep it. Yeah, just minimize this. Go there. Yeah. Just minimize this and no. Don't connect it here. You already have an
desktop.
RDP. No. Yeah.
Desktop. Okay.
Desktop.
Yeah.
RDP. Okay. In your desktop. Yes. Now put the password. Exactly. Now it is.
No, your credential did not work.
Just copy paste. No. It is administrator@ibm.com is wrong, right?
Yeah. So which one? Why it is taking IBM.com?
It's okay. Just click that. Use a different account. Now type administrator. Capital A, no? Now paste the password. Say remember me. Now connect.
Again it says, I don't know why it is going to IBM.com.
Okay.
No, I think by default it will take to IBM. Is it connected to some VPN or something?
Yeah, it is through VPN.
So then we'll have to disconnect the VPN and then.
Correct.
Is that really a VPN issue, Senthil?
No, I don't think. Generally, what it is an option, right? So just type in that administrator and this. It should go across actually. Sometimes what happens actually sometimes what happens the different route, the one which runs on your local VPN that will take you to different way. Just click on that. Let us see. Okay, so cancel it. Do one thing. You put the password on the chat window. Let me copy and paste it. That RDP screen I need, or you try to connect it from this console itself. Just go there, here only, say connect. No, here only, connect. Yeah, session manager, second option. Okay. Okay, it is not allowing Windows to be connected through session. That's fine.
Isn't a Windows instance.
Yeah, only Linux can be initiated through session manager. See, we are able to create the instance. See, the goal is this.
So I have this Linux as well. So shall we try that?
The Linux, last time what was the error it thrown?
No, Linux, it didn't throw any error. We didn't try to connect.
We don't know what is the password, no?
Sir, this is Arvind. I tried using that EC2 instance connection via browser, and I got the prompt, Linux prompt.
Okay, then you type the administrator here. Yeah, excellent. It is going across. Super. It says which instance you tried to connect it?
Just started up. Do you need to restart the instance again?
No, you don't start it. Close this. Which instance? I didn't see that. You trying to connect to Windows, right? So try the same way for Windows. The Linux one thrown an error. Create a that one. Yeah, first one. Try that. Select that. No, it does not allowing us to do that.
No, this also is not allowing.
No problem. So try again. So say click on standalone RDP client only. The first option.
Yeah.
Let it refresh.
Okay. So again, get password or?
You look at it, no? This administrator capital ADMINISTRATTOR, right? Or you copy this public DNS name.
Yeah, same.
Right? Public DNS, you just copy this.
Okay, so hold on.
Copy this and try to see whether you are able to ping it from your, console. Yeah, copy this. Guys, other people are also on top of it, right? You're looking at Prasenjit screen.
Yes.
I mean, I just wanted to throw a different population combination of different error. And these are all things you generally try to get it. Connect? Yes. Yeah. No. Put the password. It is correct. It's not taking IBM. Copy the password.
It is taking, right? So this is the.
It's connecting.
Public domain, but it's.
It says the login attempt failed. Probably will, more choices. Last chance we'll try with that. Use different account. Yeah, select that instance / administrator. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Same, right?
No, / administrator. You'll have to say / host name /
forward / administrator.
Or @administrator also will do. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, correct. Prasenjit.
Again, it's taking.
So the / is a forward /. You use \\. Again, it is taking administrator at ibm.com. I don't know. Okay. Let me see if I can try to launch an instance on US. Anybody else is able to create a session? Sukanya, did you able to create a launch instance?
No, Senthil. It's actually the administrator thing. When I try to decrypt the password, it showed me like you're not. I mean, you can't do that. So I don't know what error.
Okay, now it is going, I think.
Now it is going. Say yes. Excellent. What did you change it?
Backslash.
Backslash. Yes, yes. Click yes. Actually speaking, it should throw an error because we did not allow the RDP protocol inside. Let us see. Maybe by default, it would have taken it as something. Security group. But it is allowing us. Perfect. See, guys, you see a brand new Windows Server 2019 provisioned on your own, on the cloud, on the fly.
Yeah, congrats.
Excellent.
You're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, I'm able to see the screen.
I think though it's a black screen.
No, it will come. It takes time to prepare your desktop because you're logging in for the first time, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, team. We successfully launched an instance of Windows 2019.
What is the username we have to give?
Administrator. By default, it creates an administrator. Password, it doesn't get shared. It gets created as a key. That is where we download the public key, private key, no? So then we'll have to put the key back for them to encrypt and give you the password. See, it's a practice, guys, right? So try to understand the concepts and terminology of creating an instance and nitty-gritty of it. Got it? So it is allowing because we use the complete full syntax of that user, the actual name of the instance. You just go through it. It just desktop, go around, you look at it. It is an AMD server with 1 GB RAM, and this is a private address, this is a public address, this is the instance ID, this is a host name, EC2 AMA Z54ZLMNO, and tier T2 is the size of the instance, and it is a micro one. The zone is actually US East 2C. It is like any other good server, right? We are able to launch a server on a remote cloud which is sitting in US. You all now learned today how to launch an instance. Congratulations, Prasenjit. Thank you so much for your help. So now, and probably this is a session for all of you, rest of the team. Please try. You would have seen the the different maneuvering screens and different challenges we had and different methodologies we have seen, right?
So password will be big password, right? Which is generated in the PEM file.
Now you're logged in, but the copy paste, it allows you to use that. Now you can reset the password here.
It is still failing for me. Username, what we have to use? I am using the full name. EC2 hyphen.
No. Yeah, you put the EC2 full and / EIE administrator capital A.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Okay, we have to use that full name from the IP, public DNS IPv4, right?
No, the instance name he copied. You remember it is like EC2 full big name actually it is.
Yeah, compute.amazon.
Correct.
Actually, right, even that is actually, if you look at the bottom, even for public DNS IPv4, it is given as the same one, I guess. If you see, otherwise here, if you see, both are same.
So now, Prasenjit, you stop sharing your screen. Now you got to know about it, right? So let's go to Abhishek screen, and then we'll followed by Ajit and Sukanya. Okay. We'll help everyone.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please share your screen, Abhishek.
Okay, so here administration, right?
You put ADMINISTRATOR, administrator. Now copy the password. Whatever.
Hold on. Use the other slash, Abhishek.
Okay. You have to put a backslash. Not
Windows slash, Abhishek.
Okay.
No. I mean, same thing. Backslash.
Let him try now. It's okay. They should fail.
This
then
one
what
is
happens once we fail? No, that the memory
Yes.
goes and
Yes,
stays
yes.
in our mind for a longer time. Put that, Abhishek. Yes, ADMINISTRATOR.
okay, and password will be this PM file, right? From there.
No.
You
Close
have
this.
to
Go to your
decrypt
console.
it.
You have to decrypt it. Go to the console.
Oh,
No, you keep it as it is. You just minimize this and go to the AWS management console. Okay, here select instance and say connect.
yeah. Connect.
No. Yeah, second option, get the Windows password. Yeah, get password.
Okay, now it
Now-
might have generated. Okay, at that time it was asking for.
Now you need to put your keys here. Where is the key? Copy paste the key here. Decrypt the password.
Actually, I was trying from my side, so
There is an error actually. You did not copy rightly actually. Delete this. You have to copy everything from the beginning till end. It's not that way.
oh, is it complete?
Last,
complete.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it is.
Okay, I thought like
Somebody asked me about certificate authority, and all those
Yeah,
things.
this is the key.
Exactly.
I only asked.
I know it. Okay, you got the password. Copy this.
Yeah, copy.
Put it on your notepad. Yeah, you paste it here for now. Let it get connect to it.
Okay, I will just paste it
And
because
the
we have to
basic
change it now.
information. Yeah, you take the public DNS name completely. You've taken it already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, paste the password. Yes. I hope you selected the free version of Windows, right? You have not selected the paid one.
No, free only.
Okay, fine. Let's be mindful of it. Select say connect. Okay. Oh, yeah, excellent. Going. Yes, click yes.
While Prasanjit was
Prasanjit is using an office laptop. There is some sort of credential change. You'll have to make it on his profile actually. It's okay. That's a global DNS configuration that refers to it. Now you look at it. You are through. You are on your server. Congratulations, Abhishek.
Thank you.
So now we'll move on to Sukanya.
Senthil.
So now you can stop sharing your screen, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Great. The team is very smart actually. I'm happy actually. You're all able to grasp it faster. This is your screen, Sukanya?
Senthil.
Okay. Now, where is your public key? Did you download your public key? Obviously, you would have downloaded. No. It's not right. You go to the public key file, open the file and copy paste. Or, do one thing. If you know the location of it, just click choose file.
Okay, this is the file, right? Whichever I download.
That is an RDP. That is an RDP file. Before
PM
that,
file is there. Clouds.pm is there already, I guess. You might have saved.
There is a key name, clouds.pem. Where is that?
Yeah,
file.
in that folder it is
folder.
there. Yeah, at the top second option.
Click on that, open it. Helper, please, team.
Yeah, here, come down. Yeah,
Okay.
clouds.pm.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, select, open. Okay, now click decrypt. Excellent, you got your password now. Copy this. See, guys, how easy it is to create a a bigger server. You did not download the RDP file, Sukanya?
I have downloaded Senthil.
Okay, just click on that file. It will open you for. Otherwise, you'll have to type here so many things. Yeah, you just make a note of your password, please. Excellent. Minimize this. Close this. Minimize this and go to your RDP. Double click. Yeah. So you created it somewhere in Asia Pacific Southeast 1, different region. Very good. Say connect. Yeah, put the password. It is okay. Say yes. Congratulations, Sukanya. You got your own server. So where are you running your server?
It's in Mumbai one.
Oh, maybe I am unlucky. I am unable to create a server and you are able to create it. Excellent,
So
excellent.
connecting
Excellent.
from Singapore to Mumbai is not there. Connectivity.
No. My base account is in Singapore. I can toggle between anything. It's okay. Maybe AWS is bored of with my access. So they want fresh bloods to come and use the services. Might be possible. Okay. So this is good. So now you are in your own server, Sukanya. I believe, we have seen. So anybody else? Rakshit? Ajit?
Yeah.
Abhishek, all of you are able to get in? Are you able to, or you want some help?
No, we are good. I'm good actually.
So I just wanted to see your screen as well. I wanted to be having a confirmation before we wind up today that all of you are able to create your own console and your own server, right? And log off, log in, log out, and all those things. So it is like creating an instance of a Linux as well as a Windows. Now rest of them are like sort of effort. You need to try and put your creation with the different images, but procedure remains the same. This is what it is technically.
Okay. Senthil, one small doubt.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah. So now since we have created our instance and this operating system was free, like particularly, yeah.
1 year, no?
Yeah. So now here, like if we are just like installing something on this system.
You can do that. Very well, you can download, you can run.
Okay. So if I wanted some grid to Selenium grid to create, I can use it as one of the nodes, right?
Yes. Absolutely, yes. You can do anything as such. It's your own server.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you do in the office, no? And you can do much more than that. Actually, there will be some sort of limitation there. You would have been assigned a specific role, but this is your own server and
administration.
You don't have exactly, right? You have all the rights to play around with this box, but make sure it doesn't get into a billable mode and immediately you discard this. Probably I can show that where you can discard the instances. Like one of you can share the screen, or if you wanted to hang around for some time, it is good enough. You can hang around anyway, it is free, so we don't have to worry much. Who has not created? Rakshit. Hello, Rakshit.
Yeah. Sanil, the thing is, I'm facing some issue with the account, so I'm trying to log out and yeah.
Okay, fine. How about you, Arvind? You want to try? I think you would have done a lot of time. I mean, I know it.
Yeah, I'm successful, Senthil. I can.
Okay, so I'm happy about the day. So we spent a good amount of time so far, actually, like navigating variety of things, guys. So if you wanted to take 5 minutes, go around, and I'll come back after 5 minutes. Then we'll take a small quiz. Sorry, somebody was asking me something. Yes, was that?
A small doubt.
Please, Abhishek.
Yeah. So now, like, okay. So whatever, like earlier we discussed, right? So it's like now it's like this is a one instance, and then we can have the multiple free instance, and then from one instance we can connect to the another instances, right?
You can definitely can do that.
And that is also. Yeah,
the same procedure, it is the same procedure. You try and do it on every data center. It is the same procedure.
Okay. And what about, so when we talk about the services, so that will be like once we go inside the instance, there we can actually call the services, right? Like I'm talking about the premium service or any other different these things which is already hosted on the AWS. Those we can actually
Don't worry. So it is a first day class, right? It will trigger your mind to ask for more. I mean, it looks for more information on an AWS, right? So see, the fundamental aspect is to understand the AWS component. What we learned today is not even 1%, I would say so, right? There are a lot many things to learn for us. So we learned about good amount of stuff. And on a real world, I mean, we have miles to go. We will talk about individual elements, security group, the VNAC, and different kind of provisioning service here. I mean, the instance on the one region, another region, connect them together, and do some file sharing between this. Try to access the services from outside and all those things. Got it?
Yeah, and where actually we can see the all the configuration here also, like once we go inside the
have
desktop.
That Excel sheet, no Excel sheet we all downloaded, remember?
Yeah, or like
yeah,
or is it like once I am already in the instance, so the way we actually see the Windows property, how much space and all, can we see there as well?
No, you
there
log
is
into
like
your
disabled.
Screen. No. You got full permission. You share your screen. Let me see that.
Yeah, I guess I can see. Yeah, I will share.
You maneuver. You just move around, toggle around, then all your questions will be answered. It's a self-explanatory actually.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And made things simpler, right?
Yes. I think without creating this instance, we would be in a dilemma like what exactly it is. But now I think it's more clear.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That is how it is. Now you all know what is
So
instance.
that the desktop should we keep it like that, or we need to shut down it or come out of it?
If you shut down it, then you don't pay for it. Right? If you keep it on also, it is okay, Prasenjit. There is nothing, no harm in it.
Okay.
You try now, shut down from the console, then start from the console, stop from the console. Go and maneuver all the options, whatever is available as an administrator.
Okay. And that limitation, whatever, I think 10 GB or 50 GB something was there.
Yeah.
So that includes all the downloads and all in that desktop, right?
30 GB, yeah. Maximum you can go up to 30 GB.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Rakshit has some account issue, looks like. How do we help him?
Yeah.
Because of a bank account or something, Rakshit?
Sorry?
So what is the issue you had from an account perspective?
No, it is, I'm getting the email from that Amazon. But after that, I'm not able to sign in properly.
Acha. Okay, try to create one more account, no?
Yeah, I've done that.
Do that and you will get an account. Otherwise, reach out to me separately. I'll help you out.
Yes. I'm doing it now. Yeah.
So, almost, we come to a conclusion today. Good. Let's take a stock of situation. Where do we started? What all things we have done from whole day? How was the session? And tell me your views. How this can be made more convenient for all of us. So give me your, don't keep it yourself and make it open and transparent discussion. So how's the session today? Yeah.
Senthil, this is Devashish.
Hi, Devashish.
Sorry to interrupt you. All of the participants would have got a Google form for their feedback for the session. So
excellent.
Typically after I've just sent out a message to all of you to fill that form after the end of the day's session, not after the second or third. So whenever the day's session completes, that form is basically supposed to be filled in before you leave. So you would have got an email from Early Rise to fill that form. It's basically a simple Google form where you can fill in all your feedback as well as what you've learned today in the free text field. Is that clear?
Yeah. It's clear to me. Rest of the crowd will have to say yes and no to it.
Yeah, I was asking with them. So Abhishek, Rakshit, Prasenjit, Sukanya.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So when you share that, just drop a note back to me so that I'll confirm if we have received the form or not.
Oh.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, okay.
You all feel happy about the day today, whatever you learned so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Did I really bore you much?
No.
Okay. Your class been interesting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially second half was even more
Okay.
interesting.
Fantastic.
First half was
Excellent.
like more informative, but second half like yeah, it like a,
Exactly. The
it
first
was
half is where
this.
we try to learn about various basic aspect of it. The second half is where we spend the time in, making our hands onto hands-on.
Yeah.
See, it is very difficult for you to grasp unless and until you know theoretically what it is. To go across all the menus and the different components which is put in by AWS. Because it is a big ocean actually. To be honest, it is your own effort. You also need to put your lot of effort to go across and learn more about it.
Yeah.
I will teach you definitely to the best of my ability. Okay.
Thanks, Anil.
Okay. So today, what did we learn? So let's understand that. So I'll start off with Abhishek. Abhishek, what did you learn today, ma?
So about the first of all about cloud and all.
Hmm.
What is cloud? Why cloud?
Hmm.
And then like different types of cloud, like software as service, like platform as service, and then infrastructure as service. Like it was like more about
Little
the
things, huh?
definition of those,
Okay.
and yeah, and thereafter like about the like once we actually started with AWS, we learned about the what and all the services AWS provides. Uh, then about the regions, about the IAM,
Very good.
yeah, and
Very
once
good.
that is
Very good.
done, like then we learned about the creation of a
Uh,
like our first of all root login, and then
hmm.
once inside that again like how we can actually like create the instance.
Okay. Excellent. So in the course curriculum now, all of you need to select what is it you learned today and send that back to Devasis, please. In the course curriculum, there are a lot of components, right?
Yes.
And you see and go and tick it. Make a your own Excel sheet for your own benefit of learning. Okay, and tick what is it you learned, and also make a note what is it you want to learn more about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it?
sure, Sanjay.
Okay, so do you need to do a quiz? Let's ask questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Because in the second half, more of a practical session is what we have done, right? So today, if you look at it, pretty much we completed the hands-on topic around this, right? Introduction to AWS, module 1 and module 2. We talked about introduction to cloud computing, and we talked about introduction to AWS services. Today, we are able to create an account, I think, except Rakshit. Rakshit had some issue. Let's look at it. And we are able to complete the launch of EC2 instance as well, right? And we have been able to hands-on. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did we go across to any other things? No, right? So we talked about EC2 introduction. We talked about variety of EC2, and spinning a Windows and Linux server in EC2 has been completed by all of you, and you are able to successfully connect them using the RDP session. And Putty probably will try next class. And meantime, if you find a time today evening, if it is exciting you can try on your own, right? And if you're not able to make it, don't worry, I'm there to help you out. And we'll talk about the rest of the components in the subsequent class.
So do
right?
you need to download Putty?
Putty, yeah, you can download it actually. Yeah, you can use Putty which is available on the AWS, or you can download the Putty as well if you want to run most of the things on Linux. Okay, so we understood the block level storage, EBS, which comes by default with the EC2 instance, right? All those things we touched upon. So real-time use case for bootstrapping EC2 instance has been completed. Configuring instance for AMI, we touched about it. right? So wide range of things, whatever required to be a foundation for us to move to the next level. I believe pretty much we have done that today, right? And we gone, to some extent of understanding about the keys, different types of, the keys, and so hands on. You guys got it, and we understand pretty much about the IAM and root account and various other aspects. There are certain other elements for us to go across, and we will go across, right? Okay, load balancing, auto scaling, DNS. Right. By now you would have seen. You got to know some of the full DNS entry for your EC2 instances, which is provisioned by Route 53, which we will talk about separately in a second class. But it is how it is. So we'll go across in all these sessions. We got a lot of things to cover in the next 4 weeks. Guys, stay tuned. And I like the way you all question me. I'm happy about it. As long as I'm able to transfer the knowledge back to all of you, then that's what the goal of this training session is all about. Okay, that's about the summary at high level, guys. That is what we learned today. What happened? You're all on mute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Long days.
A cloud day. Not a cloudy day.
I think in a single day coming to launching this instance, I didn't thought that
you didn't expect, huh?
No.
Very good, very good. So we wanted to exceed the expectation of our students. So that is where actually it is, and it depends on the trainer as well. I mean, it depends on the student as well. I could see the level of grasp you all have is really excellent. Actually, you have the real interest of learning things, so that's where you're able to devote your time and grasp different technologies. Okay, so good. It's a good class, good session for today. I believe I'll open up for a Q&A for a few more minutes. We'll talk about it and then we'll wind up. Guys, you got any questions?
So, Senthil, Prasenjit here. So, is it possible, like when we are going through those chapters, right, and we relate it to the actual certification questions or something like that, that will...
See, actually speaking, certification examination is going to test your ability of creating a different type of instance, right? And why do you need to choose this instance? What is the architecture behind the instance? Like ARM, x86, what type of the underlying hypervisor being put in by AWS and all those things. So obviously, once you learn everything, then you'll be able to go across to that stage. See, for a certification, it has a different, you'll have to carry a different mindset. So one is you'll have to do a practicing of a dump, either different, questions bank, whatever has been put in by AWS on the website, just try to download that, right? And, that gives you a sort of practice. We can do a practice actually. We'll figure out a way forward. We can try and do a simulation of, the exam pattern on our own, and we'll try to answer it actually. But I'm sure, Prasenjit, by end of this class, I'll assure you, you will be able to pass the examination. And you will be a much better architect in the market.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sandil, Rakshit here.
Yeah, Rakshit, yes.
I was able to connect and have launched it.
Wow, successfully you have done it. I am happy now. I was very good, very good. Can we see your screen?
Actually, how do I have to share? I have connected Zoom through my phone, and the AWS thing is in my laptop. So
that is okay. Just minimize that screen. Okay.
Okay.
Minimize that. Go to the RDP. You will have an option of minimizing it. Just minimize it and go to your Zoom meeting. Click on the share screen.
No. The thing is, I have connected from Zoom app from my phone.
Oh, you connected through your phone. Okay.
Right. And this AWS, I'm working in the laptop.
On the laptop. Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So that would be difficult, Rakshit, because you have to be connected on the laptop.
You need to use the Zoom app in the laptop. Yeah.
Never mind. You can show that to Senthil in the next class.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, otherwise you can open the front cam and show the screen.
Yeah, right. Just a second.
Try that. Let me see. I will be happy. Yeah.